So I found this great printable file by dteng over on Printables that should more easily allow me to splice multiple spools of filament together by using this as a guide to cut them. But after I had printed this, I had realized that, you know what, the top surface quality of this print isn't as smooth as I naturally might like it to be. Now it looks really good and it is smooth. However, there's a setting in your slicer called ironing that when you enable it, it's gonna help further smooth out the top surface quality of your 3D prints. So if you enable that setting and then reprint this exact same object with those default settings, it doesn't actually look any better. And that is the typical case that I see from people posting online about enabling ironing and not getting the results that they're expecting by enabling those settings. So in this video, I want to walk through the steps of trying to refine this for the filament that I'm working with and how you can do the same with any of your 3D printers. And for this, I'm going to be using Elegoo Slicer, which is an offshoot of Orca Slicer, which is an offshoot of Bamboo Studio, which came from Prusa Slicer. Basically what I'm trying to get to is this ironing functionality is going to be available in just about any slicer that you're working with, along with these same settings. Now, without even enabling ironing, just to give you a better idea of how this all works is, so here I've got my file that I was previously printed, and if we look here, you'll see that we can see those layer lines on the very top where it's filling those in as it's printing those out based on our layer height. So the smaller the layer height, the finer those lines will be. And if we take a look at the ironing section here under the quality tab, we have a few different options to choose from. All top surfaces is going to apply this ironing setting to any top surface that it identifies in the slicer. The topmost surface is just the very topmost value of your file here that you're printing with. And then all solid layers I've honestly never used, and I'm not even sure anybody really uses that, but any of these options that you're going to choose are going to increase your print time, so just keep that in mind. But here I'll choose all top surfaces and slice this again. And here, just without even changing any settings, you can see just how much smoother the top surface in theory should look. But this is where we're going to need to come in and adjust some of these values with some of the tests that we're going to be running. So the values that we're really going to be looking at, and again, you have different options here like the top infill pattern. So rectilinear or concentric. The concentric option is going to add a bit of a pattern to your print. So maybe you're going for something that's a little bit more decorative. That's definitely going to show up in the print top surface. So just keep that in mind. I'm almost always going to be using the rectilinear if I'm using this setting. And then what we're really going to be focusing on is the speed and flow options for our test to try and improve the overall print surface quality. And to do this, there are a bunch of different tests that you can find over on things like Printables or MakerWorld, wherever it may be. And it just so happens that I found what I think might be the perfect file for us to test with. And the ironing test that I found that I'm going to be using, and again, there are a bunch of different options that you can choose from online, is this top surface ironing test by LeoganPro, which when you bring it into your slicer, it's going to default it to the Creality K1 because that's the 3MF file that they've created this for, but that doesn't mean that you can't change it to the machine that you're looking to work with. So here I'm going to be printing on the Elegoo Centauri Carbon, and it should retain all of the test parameters that they've pre-set up here. So each of these individual circles are going to have a different test value for the ironing settings that it's going to be running through and testing for. So here, if I click on any one of these here and we come under the quality section and I look at the ironing, it looks like this first one here is going to be 10 for the speed and a flow of 10. And then the next one is going to be 20 for the speed and 10 for the flow, etc., etc. So to make this a little bit easier on myself after I've gotten this printed, I'm going to go into Tinkercad and actually model out a little bar graph here that I can set next to our test prints once it's done printing. I also forgot to mention before you run off and print this, one very important thing that you need to do when printing this is to make sure that you come in and enable brims, that you want to have an outer brim so that all of these little circles can be held together once everything is printed. So here, once we get the preview, we can now see that all these circles are going to sort of stay intact in one semi-solid sheet. I'm gonna try and keep mine on the build plate once it's printed, but we'll see once it's all done. And as you might have guessed, Elegoo is the sponsor of today's video. I'm gonna be printing these all on the Elegoo Centauri Carbon, which is just a massively affordable, amazing 3D printer that can basically print with a wide variety of materials. Speaking of which, Elegoo has just announced that they now have some new material types that they're offering over on their website. They have this PETG carbon fiber, a PETG glass fill, and they have a PAHT carbon fiber as well. I'll be getting my hands on these filaments very soon and testing them out here on this Elegoo Centauri carbon and letting you know what I think about these very soon. Also, if you're in San Francisco area, Elegoo's also going to be setting up over at the Open Sauce event, which is going to be awesome. And Elegoo's also told me that they're going to have a bunch of different sales that they're going to be running next week during Amazon's Prime Week, so make sure to stay tuned for more information about that. Another thing that I'm loving about this test print here is that it uses just a very minimal amount of filament to run this, and this took about an hour and 53 minutes to run all of these variations of tests here. Now the tricky part is, the tricky part is doing exactly not that. I want to keep all of these in place and together so that I can review them and figure out which option is the best one that I should be using and not have them pop up like that. And check out my awesome Tinkercad quickly modeled together print. This took all of, I think, like 15, 16 minutes, and I did a quick color swap there to so that we could just more easily read the white values. And this should allow me to very easily line these up for comparison to see which of these looks like it might have the best top surface. And keep in mind, this is what we originally started with. This is with no ironing, which again looks pretty good, but this is with the default settings with ironing enabled for this Elegoo purple PLA, and it's just really rough on the surface finish there. So I'm hoping one of these options, which it clearly one of these is going to work better than the other, we'll be able to find that out. But it's really kind of cool to see how this combination of the speed and the flow is going to adapt and change some of the settings here or impact the overall surface quality finish of our prints, where we can see it's very rough as we're progressing over here with the speed and minimal flow. But funny enough, like this front corner here looks pretty good of a 10 and 10. However, I am still looking to maximize the speed, because what I don't want this to do is if I have large flat surfaces that it's going to take, an hour extra time for our object to print. So just quickly scanning over this, the corners here, and I think the sort of the lower areas are just immediately going to be wiped out because of just how bad they're looking immediately. It's sort of this center section here and sort of a diagonally towards the center here is where we're seeing the biggest improvement in the print quality surface finish of these prints. So I think what it's going to end up coming down to is me just kind of identifying what I think might be the best option for me and my filament that I'm working with based on the values here. So something like this that I'm sort of, my eye keeps going back towards, is a flow rate of 40 and a speed of 50 looks really clean to me, where I'm seeing a little bit of the corner peeling there in some sections on this side here, like the edges still look a little bit rougher, whereas this is fairly smooth. Maybe even this is slightly better, but we are seeing a little bit of rippling. It might be kind of hard to see on the camera there, but there's definitely some rippling in the surface finish of some of the faster sections of the print. So I think just ironing and going too fast is going to give you this sort of salmon skin waviness that you might see on some of the top surface finishes. So I'm probably going to try and reprint this at again, a speed of 50 and a flow of 40 and see what the results look like. So I'm going to go back into the slicer and make sure that ironing is enabled for all top surfaces in my case, and I'm going to change the speed to 50 and the flow to 40 based on the results that I was seeing, and get this reprinted. And here's a quick side-by-side comparison of our prints. The original here with no ironing enabled, this took 15 minutes to print. Again, top surface looks pretty good, but not as smooth as I was liking it. This is the updated print here that we just ran with the updated ironing settings. This took 19 minutes to print and is crazy smooth. And then this one over here took 22 minutes to print, and this is with the default ironing settings for the slicer. And I would highly recommend running a test like this, where you can get a bunch of different test results to see which exact setting is going to work best for you and the filament that you're printing with. Now, keep in mind, this works works great for me with this purple PLA on the Elegoo Centauri Carbon, but it might differ based on your 3D printer and the filaments that you're working with. But the results that I'm getting here just look incredible. And to really put this to the test, I found this amazing model over on Maker World that has all of these different flat surfaces, and I'm crazy excited to see how the results look. And check this out. This print is looking so good. Look at the top layers are so smooth on this really impressive model. This is a really sort of mind trippy looking model here that you could find over on Maker World, but look, everything turned out so smooth. Because this is actually the second time that I tried printing this file, and the first attempt actually ended up having some of those top layer scarring issues in some spots where everything else printed perfectly smooth, and I forgot to account for the top layers. When you're using ironing settings, you will sometimes, depending on your print, if you have larger flat areas, you're gonna need to apply extra top layers. So in this case, I only had 5 top layers, and this time I reprinted it using the exact same settings, but added 8 top layers, and it printed so much better, and everything is nice and smooth. And keep in mind, your ironing settings are more than likely gonna change depending on what filament you're working with, what layer height you're working with, as well as how large of a flat object that you're trying to print. But hopefully this video is gonna help some of you out there find the optimal ironing settings for your 3D prints. You'll also find links to everything that I printed down below, including the ironing test that I used for my calibration purposes in this video. If you have any other suggestions on how you recommend calibrating your ironing settings, let me know in the comments down below, because I'd love to see some other test options that you could run that potentially work even better than this one here. I also want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters for your continued support of me making videos just like this one here. If you're interested in things like my 3D printer settings, you can find those over at my Patreon. And thankfully, now I know how I can better improve my ironing settings for my own 3D prints. Hey, thanks so much for watching, you all, and I'll see you next time. I've been printing a lot with the smooth side of the dual-sided PEI sheet that the Centauri comes with. This is the smooth side, and I've been really enjoying printing with it. This print, like, welded to the build plate surface. I forgot to change the setting and adjust the temperature, but it still printed really nice and clean here.